Ruby ain't here. She took the day off. Yeah, that's right.
Frisco, I want you to have some more coffee because I want you to stick around a little while longer.
All right. You all set for our evening tonight?
Sure, why shouldn't I be?
I'm just checking. Just checking.
You know I'm tempted.
Hmm.
You know that dress I bought for Tony and Tanya's wedding?
Yeah.
Maybe I could wear that tonight.
Well, you're the maid of honor. You shouldn't wear that dress before the ceremony, right?
Oh, well, maybe not. Wasn't that shower that we gave Tanya, wasn't that just great?
Well, what was great about it is that you got into the spirit of it finally. That was great.
Well, I think showers are great and engagements are great, and I think weddings are great, too.
Do you want that someday?
Yes.
You know, I have a feeling...
What?
That our evening together tonight could be one of the most important ones we've ever had.
Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Jay. I'll go get Bobbie.
Well, she's sleeping. You don't have to bother.
Oh, no. Bobbie, Jake's here to see you. She got up real early. She didn't get much sleep.
How could I sleep? The DA's taking my case to the grand jury today.
What does that mean? He's taking your case to the grand jury.
The grand jury is going to determine today whether or not there's enough evidence against Bobbie to take her trial.
There's sufficient evidence, isn't there, Jake?
Excuse me. What gate does Universal Flight 88 from New York come in?
That gate, sir, where the attendant is opening up.
Thank you. You got that picture of Brock?
Yes, but there's one thing I don't understand.
What?
Well, we know that Brock was on that flight from New York, but why is it so important that the attendant recognize him?
Well, we're after a recognition, sure. But more importantly, we want to know if someone met Brock while he was here. It's a starting point.
Generally, I'm pretty good at remembering faces.
I'm glad to hear that.
But that... I wouldn't have recognized my own mother.
Not even your own mother?
Oh, the place was jumping. You see, a lot of flights to Miami were canceled because of a storm at the Miami airport. So Flight 88 was jammed with people who were coming here instead. People were everywhere looking for each other, waiting for somebody.
Are you leading up to telling us you don't recognize this man?
People trying to rent cars? No, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
He said people were trying to rent cars.
Now, next stop.
She looks very efficient.
And cute?
We need is efficient. May I help you? Yes.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope you can. My name is Robert Scorpio.
Police Commissioner for Port Charles, New York.
And I'm Holly Scorpio.
What kind of car would you like, and what's your destination?
Well, actually, we don't want to rent a car. What we'd like to know is if this man perhaps rented a car on the morning of January 15th. His name is D.L. Brock.
Mr. Brock had a slight New York City accent and a very short fuse.
What?
Well, he could lose his temper with very little provocation.
Oh, I remember him. He snarled at me when I didn't have the make of car he preferred.
That's our boy.
He was really mean. Oh, gosh, I hope he's not a friend of yours.
No, he wasn't. Isn't.
Wasn't.
He's dead.
Oh, police commissioner.
Yeah, I'm looking into it.
Oh, I see.
What we'd like to know is if Mr. Brock met someone here and what his destination was.
I don't think he met anyone, but I can get the other information for you on the computer. Won't take but a few minutes.
Oh. Is there a place we need to get some coffee?
Yeah, there's a coffee machine right over there in the corner.
A machine?
Well, it's no worse than the coffee in the cafeteria. You know, I do remember one thing.
Yeah?
He wanted a road map that would show him the shortest route to Miami.
Miami.
This isn't going to help Bobbie at all.
Let's get that coffee. Thank you.
You know, I think married life will just be wonderful for Tony and Tanya. They've got everything going for them.
They don't even have to say goodbye to each other in the morning. Just
Yeah.
take off together.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They've got their own careers and they work in the same place.
You know, I think they spent a lot of time in the supply room when they were dating at the beginning there. I walked in on them once, you know.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
How romantic. And then at night they can go home together.
Sound good to you?
Yes, how about you?
Well, I might not fight the idea.
Do you ever think about marriage?
Well, I've been avoiding thinking about marriage for a long time.
Hey, you kids.
Hey, Del.
Hey, Trixie.
You know, you guys are making some old memories come through and crack this tough shell of mine.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
How
No
so?
kidding. No kidding. Yeah. Listen, I was young once, too, you know.
Oh, I believe
Yeah, and I wasn't bad looking. And what's more, I was innocent.
No.
Everybody starts out innocent, right? Huh? Listen, I got a hot tip for you.
What?
Well, you've been talking about marriage and all that stuff, right? Hmm? Well, I had a chance at that once. You are also talking about true love, am I right?
I guess we were.
Yeah. Well, I almost had that too once. He's a nice guy. He was smart, he was good looking. And I was young. I wasn't even 20. We were tough kids and we was always fighting, you know. And one night we had this dumb argument. You know? I don't even know what it was about. All I know is it was a dumb argument. You guys have a lot of arguments, don't you?
A lot, Trixie.
Mm-hmm. And some of them are dumb, aren't they?
Well, no, not really.
All of them. Very good.
Well, yeah, I guess there's a couple. Well, go on.
Oh, well, we broke up. Yeah. We got so mad at each other that we couldn't stop. We stayed mad. We stayed mad just long enough to crack ourselves apart, and then we could never get it back together again. Yeah. Oh, he turned out okay. Turned out pretty good, actually. But I didn't. So it's like I'm telling you, you know, you got to watch the fights, you got to watch the arguments, because sometimes even a dumb one is going to change your whole life. You know? Oh, end of sob story. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Her saying something about an unimportant event changing a person's life. And I can't forget that it was my idea to invite the Brocks to the party.
It's a little difficult to determine right now, Bobbie. The police are not obligated to show me any of the evidence they have against you unless the DA gets an indictment. I did manage to worm some information out of them, though. The most damning bit of evidence is that you were found on the scene with what is sometimes called a smoking gun.
Now, I never said smoking gun in my statement.
It's just
What
an
is-
expression, Terry. You see, she was found leaning over the body with the gun in her hand. Now add that to the tape Brock made, and DA's feeling pretty cocky.
Oh, come on, Jake. That tape is a bunch of lies and distortions, and you'll understand it when you hear it.
You know it and I know it, Bobbie. But to the DA, that is evidence, and he's going to work his damnedest to get it into the grand jury.
What else?
That incident at Wyndham, where you were overheard telling Brock that you could kill him.
Oh, come on, Jake. That's one of those things. People say that in anger.
No, Bobbie. And like everything else, it is circumstantial.
What else?
Well, I'm just guessing, but chances are your fingerprints are on that gun.
The person who did shoot Brock, wouldn't his prints be on the gun, too?
I'm waiting for that little bit of information myself.
Well, I'm almost afraid to ask what else he's got.
It's enough for him right now. Otherwise, he wouldn't be going to the grand jury.
Jake, I don't understand. Why can't you be there when he goes to the grand jury?
Let me explain the procedures to you again. The grand jury hearing is not a trial. It is simply the DA's day in court. It's there only to find out if there's even enough evidence to take you to trial. Now, if you are indicted, it's still not time to panic. That's when I take over. And I will work my damnedest to turn that so-called evidence around, believe me.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Ask anything you want.
All right,
Have you talked to anybody about, having a, what do you call it, a psychological profile on Daddy or something like that?
Yes, Gail's doing one, but I have to be real careful about that. It's a double-edged sword.
You mean it could work against me?
You see, if that comes up that Brock was dangerous, that supplies a motive for you to kill him in the eyes
But
of the
I
jury.
didn't kill him!
You want me to get that?
Please.
Hello. No, this is Terry Brock. Yes, she's here. Yes, I'll tell her.
Who was it?
That was Captain Ramsey. He's on his way over here. He wants to talk to you.
It's an indictment.